How do you know when your orchid's keikis are big enough to cut off and pot them up? Keiki is simply a Hawaiian word for child or little one, and these little guys here are keikis growing off the old flower stalk on this Phalaenopsis orchid. I have two keikis here and they're even blooming. So how do you know when they're big enough to cut off? Let me show you up close. Here are the two keikis, and the bottom one here is a larger one, and it also has one large flower attached to it, which is pretty cool, and one root. Now the green tip just means that the root is actively growing. Here is the other keiki with an unopened flower bud, and it has two roots here, as you can see at the base of the keiki. Now a good rule of thumb to remember is 3-3-3. 3 leaves, 3 roots that are 3 inches long. Now it doesn't have to be exactly that, but it's an easy way to remember. Now these are not big enough to cut off yet, but when they are big enough to cut off, all you need to do is cut the original flower stalk right under where the keiki is attached to it, right about here where I have my red chopstick there. And when mine are big enough to cut off, I'll shoot another video, but as far as growing mediums is concerned, you'll need to pay a lot of attention to your keiki. I find it easier to plant keikis in a small pot of sphagnum moss. Pre-moisten it first, squeeze out the excess water, and then place the keiki in the smallest pot possible that would fit the root system, but don't pack the moss too tightly. Newly separated keikis will require very special attention to moisture needs, and although you certainly can use bark, it may require much more frequent watering than you'd like. And if you're neglectful, you may end up dehydrating your poor little keiki and get a wrinkly, sad plant. And we don't want that to happen.